Hey, Dan RadioStyle here. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. Thought I would try to do a quick video here and see if I could talk about something that I've had a couple requests on. And I think it's something that, of course, ties in our regular law of attraction understandings, but is a little more focused towards getting a job, maybe increasing your income, things along those lines. And of course, like I said, you can use these exact same techniques to get relationships. And I actually consider relationships and money are two things that are actually very similar when it comes to levels of effort, some of the little nuances that get in our way. They're both very similar aspects when it comes to law of attraction. Obviously, very easy to manifest something when there's no importance on it. These things just fall out of the sky, land on our lap. We're like, oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot I was thinking about that. It's when it matters. It's when it's important that we seem to create a separation from ourselves. And that actually is one of the biggest things that will limit and make it difficult for you, is that separation, that it's so important. The second we start saying that I have to have this, it already creates a separation where I'm obviously without this and I want to change that. But that mindset is really what starts to create some of the problems that we have. Understand that you have what it is you seek already. It's already within you. It's already a part of your psyche. It's already something you're thinking about. It's already yours. It's an issue of connecting the dots to get from here to there, right? Maybe there's phone calls you got to make in the case of a job. Maybe there's some clothes you got to get for your interview. Maybe it's putting aside some time. Maybe it's trying to schedule something with them. Maybe it's just trying to get somebody on the phone to get the ball rolling. Hey, can I talk to your HR person? I'm really interested in a position that I just posted for. Like, sometimes making that extra effort to get in front of them is really all it takes. And the second you're in front of them, bam, it's yours. But a lot of us kind of get lost in some of that. So the whole concept of dream job, so asking for it and actually getting it, that was kind of the question that was given to me, right? It's one thing to ask for it. It's kind of pointless if you don't end up with the job after doing the asking. So one of the things you can do to help enhance the asking, as we've talked about before, is you imagine the job. You imagine what it is that you'd like to do. Now, what I've done and what kind of worked for me is I went down the path of more finding things that I enjoy. And as I moved through life, finding things that I enjoy, I actually found that jobs started to open up with those components and kind of got to start to move myself in a direction. So wherever you're at right now, and whatever job you're doing right now, what are the things about your job that you actually enjoy? What are the things that you do enjoy professionally? What are things that you enjoy as hobbies, right? Like maybe you like doing YouTube videos. Maybe YouTube and speaking is kind of a hobby. Well, start doing some of that on the side. I'm not saying that's necessarily going to be your job, but I am saying those are great job skills to have. I will say in my current role where I'm at, and this is kind of a newer role for me, speaking and communicating in front of people is actually very normal for me. It's a regular part of my day. I'm in meetings most of the day. And I will say all these YouTube videos have actually made a huge difference in my confidence in front of people when it comes to speaking, in my ability to just start speaking about something that I enjoy or I'm passionate about or I actually have some knowledge on. So again, these sorts of things actually get you towards your goal. It may not be your end goal. You may not become a famous YouTuber yet. Maybe that's down the road. Maybe it's not. Who knows? But the act of doing it is not lost. So maybe you want to be a writer. Maybe you enjoy writing. Start doing some writing on the side. Start spending some time doing what it is you like to do. Maybe create a blog. Maybe just start blogging on something. Maybe you like fashion. Start blogging about fashion. Because what you will find is as you start thinking about the things that you enjoy, you start putting power towards it. Focus-based universe, right? We frequently talk about that. If I'm thinking about things that I enjoy, I'm focused on things that I enjoy. By focusing on those things, I'm going to create more of that in my life. So again, I enjoy blogging about fashion maybe. Well, in doing that, someone's going to talk to me, some door's going to open. I'm going to end up starting to talk about my blog with someone that's actually able to open a door for me. Whatever the case is, by getting that going, by getting those juices flowing, if you will, you create more of that and situations will present themselves. So that's definitely one thing I highly recommend. What do you like doing? Think about it. Spend some time. Maybe do something that is doing what you like doing. Like I said, even if it's blogging, doing a YouTube video, whatever, get yourself out there doing it. Again, that may not be the job, but it's putting energy towards what you love. That, I guarantee you, will open doors for you. Help for me in many, many, many countless ways. And again, that's how I've progressed through my career, is through steps of what do I like? What don't I like? What do I like? What don't I like? And I just kind of have kept moving down that path, and I've fallen into some very, very cool jobs. You know, some of them sucked. I've had jobs where I've had to clean bathrooms too, right? But eventually, I got myself to that place where the jobs were a little bit more on the managerial side, maybe a little bit more on the leadership side, maybe a little bit more on the technical side, right? Like a lot of things have started to open up. So certain things that you can do to try to get yourself doing what you like is huge. Another great example, vision boards. If there's stuff you like, technology you like, aspects, things you like, things in society that you enjoy. Again, maybe it's fashion, maybe it's technology, maybe it's boats, right? Maybe you've got a thing for boats and you just absolutely love boats, and maybe you just need to start getting down to the marina and trying to see, you know, what hands you can shake, what you can do. Maybe you can get yourself on a boat and help. Maybe there's some biology vessel that you can get on and just, you know, play a part, clean up around whatever. But it gets you going out on the water, gets you working with people that are doing, you know, biology at sea, or marine biology specifically. Like maybe that's your thing, so maybe you get out there. A very good friend of mine was very into marine biology, and this is one of the discussions we were talking about, was getting out there and maybe working on a boat or something like that. Now she's gone kind of more into the botany direction, and has actually worked on a bunch of farms. She's going to actually be coming to visit soon. I keep wanting to get her on the show and kind of do a one-on-one. She's probably my best friend in the whole world. Macy's just an amazing lady. Love her dearly. But she, again, is going to be back in town soon, and who knows? These kinds of things can play out. But certainly stuff that we had talked about a lot. And she's gone into some very cool things. Again, by thinking about them, by talking about them, by being involved with things, by getting out and discussing things, getting onto Facebook groups that talk about these things. So again, if you can get some sort of vision board, some sort of thing that's got a lot of images of what it is that you enjoy, and get you looking at it, it gets you thinking about it, gets you cutting pictures out, printing pictures out, gets you maybe just creating collages on your computer. But whatever the case is, it gets you spending the time thinking about what it is you want to do. And as I've talked about many, many times, thinking about is focusing. It's a focus-based universe. All these techniques are meant to do is get you focused on what it is you enjoy. Now, when you've found some things that you enjoy, and maybe even professionally, maybe it's a certain area, again, we'll just use fashion because it's kind of an easy example, then now I've got the ability to start looking at getting jobs in that area. So if it's the case of fashion, maybe I'm really early on in my career, maybe I'm still going to school, maybe I'm thinking about changing my major to design or something else, then maybe at that point when you're going to try to get yourself a job at Nordstrom's or maybe Gap or I don't know, whatever good clothing stores, obviously based off of how I dress, fashion is not my thing, but right, like you can get yourself into some sort of company, some clothing company, it gets you in there and it gets you seeing how the industry works, how the business works. And through steps and iterations, you will increase and enhance your positions. You will move up in the company. Maybe you'll get into corporate where you start making decisions about what sort of fashion comes into the company, the stores. Like you're going to be making trips out to Milan and you're going to be checking out designers such and such and blah, blah, blah. And then they're going to be like, oh my God, yes, that's exactly what we want. We want to buy, 100,000 units of those, mixed sizes, whatever, however that works, right? And then you start kind of progressing down that path. But ultimately, it's when we find what we enjoy, start looking for jobs that do that. Start thinking about jobs that are incorporating what it is that you enjoy. And what you'll find when you do this, it's a process, right? So as you work down these paths, as you work down this expanding your knowledge, expanding what you like, expanding, when I say your knowledge, I mean your knowledge about what you like, right? As you expand that, as you start to grow that, opportunities will present themselves. Things will happen. Inspired action will take place when you start focusing on it. Now, I'll get back to that in a second, but some other techniques you can use too. Like I've talked about the vision board, but you've also got your auto writing, right? Enjoy writing about something. Like I said, if you blog, that's great, but start just writing. Like, what are things I like? Just ask yourself a question on a piece of paper. Go, what do I like? And then just start writing and see what comes out. Or say it out loud and some sort of dictating software or whatever. What do I like? Well, I enjoy science, I enjoy technology, I enjoy talking, I enjoy videos, and right, like just whatever your thing is, start talking about it, and then it'll help give ideas. There will be things that will pop up in that. And of course, another one too, as we've talked about, when you find industries that you're interested in, go down to one of them, get a business card, grab something, grab a menu. Kind of goes back to that whole vision board concept. But one thing, when you go in and you grab like a menu or you grab a business card or you grab some sort of brochure or whatever from the store, one, of course, it gives you that reminder, right, of that company, kind of gets you there. It gets you potentially in front of people that may very well, one, ask questions. Oh, you're interested in working here. That's really awesome. Go to this website and you can check out the different positions we've got available. Great, now I've got even a second path that's turned in. Now I've actually met somebody. Now things are actually starting to flow. So through that process, you can actually begin to get in front of people, to find companies. And another thing that's happened to me numerous times is I've actually gone into buildings, maybe for an interview, maybe for whatever, pick up something. And as I've gone into the building, kind of looked around and had that sense of familiarity, like, oh yeah, I'll be working here for sure. Like, it's just a weird feeling that you'll sometimes get when you walk into the right place. You'll be like, this is definitely where I'm going to be coming back. So get these thoughts together. Spend time with these thoughts. It's all it is. It's a process. Spending time with the thoughts, working through them, starting to think about what are some different companies that would be fun to work for that actually do what I'm interested in doing. Then go ahead and get some of those resumes out there. Fill out your online post for jobs, whatever the thing is that you're trying to do. And then really one of the big follow-ups that a lot of people don't do is they go ahead and they'll post for a job and then they sit back and wait for them to get in touch with you. Even if you're doing law of attraction stuff, don't wait for them to get in touch with you. Get in front of them. Don't be annoying. Don't be calling them 25 times a day. That's annoying. But get in front of them. Spend time with them. One of my favorite stories to tell of me getting a job that is extremely difficult to get. Very few people get it, statistically speaking, right? It's just very few people get it. A lot of people go for it, very few people get it. And that was radio as a DJ. And my big accolade, and again, there's people that have done way better than me. That's fine. But for me, it was quite impressive. But I made it to, it was Market 69, so it was Knoxville, Tennessee. Not the biggest market, not the smallest market. Market 69 is not, it's right in the middle pretty much, right? Like there's way smaller, there's way bigger. I was the overnight guy on a 100,000 watt FM radio station playing classic rock music. And I did it for 3 years. Again, I was the overnight guy. I had I had two weekend shows. I had an interview show that I did on weekends. Like a whole bunch of stuff came from that experience. And what I did to get the job, I literally called the program director every single day. And I left him a message and just let him know. I think I got in touch with him in person 3 or 4 times over the span of probably 2 months. But literally called him every single weekday, left him a message, say things such as, hey, it's just me again, just wanted to touch base. Looking forward to working there. I just figured, it's easier if I just keep calling. Eventually you'll pick up the phone and realize, well, I might as well just hire this guy because he's obviously the one that's supposed to have this job. Right? It was never arrogant, but it was always, hey, this is my job. I'm going to do this. I want to do this. I'm going to call you again tomorrow. I look forward to it. Have a great day, sir. And I was always polite. I was always kind, always using my voice, right? So again, it was one of those things that over time, he finally just said, hey, why don't you come on in? Let's talk. And I got offered a job. So it was a fantastic experience. And again, once I kind of knew what I wanted to do, radio, for example, I went down. I worked at a lot of different stations. I ended up moving across the country to get to a market where I could work in a station and get paid. Went through a bunch of little 1,000-watt AM stations playing everything from bluegrass to Southern gospel to, board op and NASCAR races and everything else. And from that, it led to me being an on-air DJ, which then also, by the way, led to me getting involved in voiceover, YouTube. So all of these things just keep expanding as time has progressed. So yeah, back when I wanted to be a DJ. That wasn't the end-all be-all, nor was it the end of it all. But it was part of this concept, the vision board, the studying, the thinking about it, the talking about it. And through efforts and talking and getting people to communicate with me and say, yeah, you know, you got a good voice. It's funny you say that, blah, 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 right? Through all of those processes, it led me to where I was finally doing it. Again, focus-based universe. When you figure out what it is that you really enjoy and can spend the time focusing on it, you will be amazed at the doors that will open up for you. Last and certainly not least, once all this happens, be open to inspired action. Do not wait for it to fall in your lap. I don't care what you've read. Yes, it can fall in your lap. Don't wait for it to fall in your lap. Don't do that. Get it. Go get it. Meet it halfway. Be looking for it. See it as it's coming. Make phone calls. When you get that crazy idea, you're like, oh my God, I should reach out to so-and-so. Or, you know what, I'm going to go down to the mall today and I'm going to go grab something from that. I'm going to go inside their store. I'm going to grab something, maybe talk to the manager. I don't know. I just want to. You just get that hunch, right? And then you end up going in, the hiring manager happens to be there, and you're like, oh, no, I was just coming down. I really want to work here, so I look forward to it. But no, I just wanted to come down. I don't know, just something about this place. Love the energy, love the clothing, love the whatever. And through that opportunity presents itself like, wow, I got a wild hair up my you-know-what. I ended up down here, and there you go. Look at this. Here I am in front of the person that's now hiring me because I was thinking about it and I followed up on a hunch. Again, hiring manager's not going to show up at your house. You're more likely going to show up in their arena. Follow the inspired action. Don't wait for it to fall in your lap. Please, so many people do that. Yes, it is possible that it's going to fall in your lap, but it's highly more likely that if you're being open to inspired action and doing something to meet them halfway, you're going to have way more success in life than if you keep waiting for everyone to give it to you. Far less success that path, more success getting. There's a little bit of doing involved. There's sun, moon energy. We've talked about it before. The moon energy is the waiting, the sun energy is the doing. There needs to be a mix. You can't be 100% doing because that's going to cause problems too, and you can't be 100% receiving because you're going to miss all sorts of things are not going to happen, and you'll never know it, mind you. It's a mixture, give and take, hot and cold, up and down, left and right. Everything's a mixture. It's a mixture of giving and taking. So open yourself up to the inspired action. Keep thinking about it, focused on it. It doesn't matter. Keep doing it until you get your job, until you get whatever it is that you're after. Keep focused on it. Keep going. That is what I'm going to do. I am going to work for that company. Keep stating it until you are working for that company, or sometimes maybe a competing company might pop into play. Take it. Don't say, oh, that's not the company I was after. It's a competing company and it's still in the same industry. Take it. Sometimes universe knows better, and before you end up at the place you want to end up, you'll end up like me at a few 1,000-watt radio stations playing crap music, playing board op, doing stuff that you don't necessarily want to do, but it's a step in the direction that you want to go. I was a paid DJ, and it was what got me to the 100,000-watt classic rock radio station. That's how I did it. So keep pushing towards it. Don't give up, for sure. And keep knowing that you can do this and you will get this career. Hopefully this makes a difference. Stay on RadioStyle. If you like what I do, please subscribe to my channel. Obviously, you can hit the little bell icons to be notified of whenever I put out any new videos. Please like, share, and comment on all my videos. I always appreciate that. Thank you guys very, very much. Using these techniques, you will get yourself to that dream location that you've been searching for. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good one. More great videos coming your way.